Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The winding road to the Super Bowl continues here in the divisional round, where two teams look to take another step towards the Super Bowl. It's the Browns going up against the Dolphins. For the call, let's send you out to the broadcast booth, where we'll join our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. It is a hot and humid afternoon as we get set for football in the southern part of the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Cleveland Browns and the Miami Dolphins. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback. They'll come out in the pistol.
Here we go. 3-19.
They run the counter now on first down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now a play fake here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
And I think the end result, knocking the ball away, was a product of understanding where they were on the field, understanding how many yards they needed to pick up the first down, and tightening their coverage accordingly. Gave them no gaps, no spaces, no real air in which to catch the football, and end up making a really nice play.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And a look here at their go-to guy under center. They come up in an offset eye. And they'll go on the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Here we go. Tight right. Set. Leopard.
A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down.
Now let's go. Blue 90.
He'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
There's complete. To the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Leopard. All right, now look at 56. Here we go. 319.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And that's off the mark, incomplete. And now the starting defense for the Browns.
Robert Quinn gets to the quarterback as well as any defensive end in the league. A lot of it goes back to his high school wrestling background. He understands leverage and hands as well as anyone.
Second down here after the incomplete pass.
Watch left. Start right there. 3 down. Go. Here we go. Watch him now, Barney. Set. Blue 90.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
I would not want to be an offensive lineman in today's NFL, especially not a center or a guard, if you got to deal with these massive defensive tackles who could not just beat you with strength, but they can beat you with quickness and guile as well. They can get upfield and make plays. And a lot of times what they're taught, just go ahead and tackle everyone that comes in your area and keep the one with the ball.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Let's go.
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Well, after that pickup of a first down, I think some of the defensive guys are going to be looking over their coordinator and saying that was not in the scouting report. That went against every tendency most teams have. You don't usually hand the ball to your big guy in that situation. Sometimes you catch him by surprise.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Detroit! Green, 39! All right, now, look at 56. Look at 56.
Time running out here on the play clock. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
The play clock's running down. He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And his kick is indeed good. And the Dolphins will jump out to a 3-0 lead. And Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain.
Holding offense.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. Now the defense definitely showing blitz here. A handoff as they run the counter play. He juked him. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And he'll cut it to the left sideline. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. Obviously, so much on the line here. Everything on the line this season. So important to get off to a hot start. That run certainly helps.
Definitely provided it. Nothing different than what they've seen all year long. They want to continue to ride that momentum.
So the offense a little antsy. The flag comes out. And a 5-yard penalty.
False start, offense. Still first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he showcased the spin, but couldn't do much else as he's wrangled down. They get the penalty yardage back plus a yard. 6-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 9. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. So here we go, a 3rd down after the 2nd down pass completion. They'll look to throw here. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's fourth.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs.
I actually like the fake, all right? They gave it a shot. This is one of those plays where you really think you're going to fool people because he shoveled it off to the kicker, and he was going to try and get it running. We have seen it be successful before, but definitely not on this play.
Yeah, I was going to say, as the kicker, when you see that it's probably not going to work, just terror and panic in your eyes, I would imagine.
What we really needed there was the close-up of his face while he was running.
We get a glance at the Browns' defense as they file into position. And they really dug in deep on that last drive. They gave up quite a bit of yardage. Somebody must have said something in the huddle, though, because they got a big stop.
And someone on the sideline said, what took you guys so long before you dug in on that possession? But you're exactly right. To be able to grit it out at the end after giving up such a long drive, they have to feel better about themselves. Now they want to start this possession and not let it get to that extent.
Right, because they gave up the 3 last time. See if they can stop them here.
Still first down.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Green, 30, Detroit! No, check, Patriots!
On the give, this is their fullback. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
A good solid game there on first down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
Now back to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You got to give some credit there, able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down.
Green, 39! Green, 39!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Here comes the Dolphins defensive unit now. And an important stop in a tight game their last time.
Always important to stop them. We know that. But as you noted, in a tight game, so much more critical to get it done, and that's exactly what they did.
And they'll be trying to do that once more here. We'll see who wins the battle. They come out here in the eye. They go play action here on 1st down. He's got time. Look at the time. He's going to air one out. And they went big on 1st down. Proves unfruitful. And a look at the starters for the Miami defense.
Sheldon Richardson's talent is absolutely immense. And when he plays on the defensive line, it's a difficult task to block him.
Unable to connect on the 1st down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
When you've got a big guy like that in your backfield who runs as a big man and breaks tackles, it is paramount for a defense to have extra defenders in his vicinity at all times. Because you got to figure he's going to break through the first guy. You're going to need tacklers 2, 3, 4 in order to get him down. Because if you don't, he can continue to run and run it really, really well.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That was another good run, and he's having an excellent day. And right now, I don't think his team could have any more confidence in handing him the football.
2nd down following the run. Back to throw here. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Third down and 3. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. Here's Brad Wing now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at about the 14. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll try and run with their fullback. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. We have played a quarter here in this AFC Divisional playoff. 3-0 is our score, and we'll be back to South Florida after this. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. 2nd quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. Back to throw. Looking left side, he's got it complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And this time they go underneath for a simple pitch and catch.
And not only do you get the pitch and catch, Brandon, but you're able to keep the receiver moving when you hit him with the drag route.
Well, they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a 1st down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. And he'll give it here to his running back. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. That's caught inside the 20.
Pass interference. Defense.
Well, they have the yards anyway, so they're going to decline the penalty. So they're operating in the red zone. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
He's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. They'll set up a throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And this one is right through. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they were able to move the ball into the red zone, but they'll wind up coming away with just 3.
Yeah, 32-yarder. That's equal to an extra point nowadays, and those are no problem for an NFL kicker.
The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. Oh, what a move. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a rebound.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback in the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. And out come the Dolphins now. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Second down following the incompletion.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Hurry up. Here we go. Green, 39.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. That one goes for 24 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end.
And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. A great effort there. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins add on to their lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
And he's got it to make it now 13-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And here are the Browns now as the offense comes back out onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it now because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they dropped it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. Simple slant route, and part of a really nice hard throw by the quarterback.
Nice timing between the quarterback and the receiver. They were perfectly in sync, and he put it right on him on the inside route.
They go play action here on 1st down. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
third down. He'll drop to throw. He's got a man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
That was an example of excellent defense there. They stuffed him. So now he brings up a 3rd down situation. If I'm calling plays here, I make sure I put in the hands of my quarterback and get it to a receiver real fast. I'm not running the ball here.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved.
False start, offense. Still first down.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool the defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Here's Brad Wing now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And that is incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Over the middle, it's complete. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on his drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, if something got
and the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. There'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
Back to throw here. Going right side here, and that's complete.
Holding, offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And his first throw here is incomplete. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Here's Brad Wing now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Larry Ridley at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Here's Brad Wing now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And taken right on the 30. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver, 60 yards. And the Dolphins add on to their lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
And that stretches the lead to 27. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And the Browns getting set to go. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. They'll look to throw here on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there. 50 yards. And the Browns get a score closer.
Yeah, you heard it, right?
Exhale.
You heard the exhale, and I'm taking that from their bench because finally, right before the half, they find a way to get the ball in the end zone and get some points on the board. Maybe they can use that to kickstart them for the second half.
Yeah, just to get something before going into the lockers. And now in the second half, if they can just tighten.
That's what they want to do, tighten down everything they're doing, and then maybe explode at the right time.
It's up and good, and it makes it 27-7 now. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And the Dolphins offense now ready to go back out on the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
A good pick up there of 20 yards. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this, or Keeps hitting the calculator, but my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can...
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Second down, 8. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Let's go. Blue, landed.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaunt along. Side Charles Davis, so the offense takes the timeout. And now we're set to get going. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Watch left. Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And that is incomplete.
Pass interference. Defense.
So pass interference, partnered with all the rule changes. It is hard to be a defender in the pass game.
Brandon, is tough in college. It's a lot harder in the NFL. You can't touch him after 5 yards downfield. You can't touch him while the ball's not in the air. You can't touch him at all until the ball is at the receiver's hands. Very difficult to be a defender in today's NFL.
And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
Holding. Offense.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
They're going to look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
I got you, 88. I got back you. Down now. 3-19. 3-19. No. Check. Patriot. All right, here we go. 3-19.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That is caught at the 7-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over, and we'll see what they come up with here on this next play. his kick is good. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end the drive. Go into the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So it's on to halftime in this AFC Divisional Round matchup as we send you up to Orlando. And with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Larry Ridley.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Dolphins are happy to be in front right now and just want to play 2 more solid quarters. The Browns just want to come out after the half and claw their way back into the game. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Offense out now after the fumble. He'll head up the middle on the run, and this 2-play drive goes for a touchdown, which takes the lead to 13. 1st and 10, some phenomenal blocking on the run here, and he'll go for the score. The Dolphins lead balloons to 20. Now 1st and 10, the long ball will find its mark here, and this will go as a touchdown. Dolphins way out in front. Browns with the ball at midfield. Middle of the field, the pass will be caught, and this 4-play drive goes for a touchdown. Deficit shrinks to 20. Now to late in the second. Pass will be completed out of the gun, and he ends up at their own 41-yard line before he's stopped on the play. Unfortunately, they would have to settle for just a field goal. So that's going to do it for us. We'll send you back now to field level. more playoff football.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now the Browns get ready as they head back out there. They are down on the scoreboard as we begin the second half and looking to avoid a bigger deficit.
And I could just hear the coaches now. I can hear the head coach. Guys, first 5 minutes, first series of the second half, offense or defense, you've got to set the tone.
They'll try to set that tone here. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll make it second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And a cutback, right sideline. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40.
You got to feel a little bit for the defense there. They've done a terrific job all day long holding this guy in check. But that might have been the run to break things out for him, maybe turn things around. Now he's going to have some confidence, and maybe he'll get to his normal yardage.
No, check, Patriot, Detroit!
They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And there's the pickup you want on first down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on first down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and end of the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Play clock winding down. They come up in an offset eye. Now back to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Time running out here on the play clock. He'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
And they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
3rd and 2, and they ran the ball for only 1 yard, and everybody's going to scream at the offense. Well, let's give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. Defensive front out leveraged the offensive line. They got more people to the football. Yeah, they won that battle in a big way, and they're forcing a big decision now by the guys on offense.
So making 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives have bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And back onto the field, here comes the Dolphins defense. See if they can regroup a little bit. They gave up the touchdown last drive.
And you know from our meetings with coaches all across the league. One of their pet peeves, when teams get down, a lot of these guys now, they want to treat it like it's a video game or something. Hit reset. Let's start over, coach. Out of the first 2 series, they don't even matter.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's second and long.
Hey. We got three. Three down. Here we go.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup to get him back to the original line of scrimmage with third down coming up.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 33. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3. Right?
Not one that I've ever met.
So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's 2nd down.
Green 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there. getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. So it'll be first down here after the run.
No, check.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on second down.
Now let's go. Green, 39. Green.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on third.
Now let's go. No. Check. Patriot. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
The play clock's running down. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. That is caught at the 7-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up first and goal.
They were full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. And now a carry here for their fullback. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 on the carry there at second and goal.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Here we go. 3-19.
He'll look to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The line of scrimmage is the 3 as they look to cash in on third and goal.
Now let's go. 3-19.
They'll set up a throw, and he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Third down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win, and the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And his kick here is good. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So yet another field goal to end the drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And the Browns offense back out there ready to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, man, Man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run.
All right, here we go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And that one good for 16 yards and a 1st.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
All right, here we go.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big game.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Love the effort, love the dramatics, getting the feet down. How about a little step shuffle along the sideline there, almost like a great ballet dancer or a tap dancer. All for no gain, though?
I was going to say, it's so pretty, and it gets you nothing. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. 2nd down to the offense in search of 6 yards. They come out here in the I. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And a new set of downs here after picking up the 1st on the ground. And they'll go ground game here to the tailback. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Now they'll run it on the toss. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Wide open receiver complete. And he's got the 1st down before being taken down at the 46. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They come up in an offset eye. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Shreds the tackle. Calling a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
I love the modern game, but that was a throwback right there to see the big man with football, running, knocking people aside, and picking up yardage. That takes me back to the 60s, the 70s, when fullbacks ruled the earth.
Detroit! Hurry up, here we go. Leopard!
They come out here in the eye. Play clock winding down. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
As diverse as the running game has become in the NFL, there's still a place for the fullback position. And on that play, he gained nice yardage.
All right, here we go. Blue 90!
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
Here we go. Blue 90! Detroit! Set!
Time running out here on the play clock. They'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw on that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
Well, it's hard to put your finger on whether this is something to celebrate or something maybe the offense is embarrassed by, but that's now 6 field goals he's made in this game alone.
Yeah, he's bailed them out quite a bit so far, but it's very comforting to know that you have a kicker that's got your back.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
And how about the dime look here? 6 DBs on 3rd and inches.
Daring them to run the ball.
Back to throw here. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a first down. So he makes the grab, and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line, giving them time to complete that first down pass.
Green 39! Green 39!
They'll look to throw now on first down. Surveying the field. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Holding offense.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Six yards here to go for the offense on second down.
Here we go now. 319! 319!
They'll look to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Holding offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down, if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Holding offense.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Green 39! Green!
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's got time in the pocket. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. A nice pick up there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for third.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
He'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. 23 yards on the play.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there are more people there to get him down.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a gain of 5, and it's a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
False start offense.
To throw again. And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up second down. No, third down. And here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
All right, here we go.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved.
False start offense. Still 3rd down.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
All right, here we go. Green!
They're going to look to throw. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's likely not going to matter much, but at least they get themselves 3 points closer to respectability.
And I don't know that they're going to feel a whole lot better about things because they've clearly been outplayed all game long. But, hey, no reason not to take the points when the opportunity presents itself.
Dolphins are going to recover. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination.
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. And the play clock's running down. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
And that's tough duty for a strong safety because truly he's a hybrid-type player. A pass defender, which makes him more of a defensive back, but really his tackling ability is like a linebacker. So they don't mind coming up and taking those guys on, but that's a tough task there, taking on the big fella.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, given them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever we feel like doing out here on the field.
And they'll get him down right about the 20. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
I heard all the stories. I watched some of the tape of the old school guys, the throwback guys who were the punishing runners and knocked people aside to pick up yardage. I'm so glad I was sitting here today and got to see it with my own eyes.
And some real confusion here. They won't even get to the line.
Delay of game, offense.
So we've seen this before. He's made 6 already, and now he'll try to become just one of a handful of men to make 7 in a game. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And the gamble fails. It's incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work.
And sometimes pride wins, doesn't it? Because, yes, they're getting steamrolled here right now. They're down big, and they're going to try a fake field goal against them. Yeah, I'm not supposed to root, but good for them for stopping that one and showing that they haven't given up on this game.
Yeah, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they'll be inside the red zone with the ball at the 16-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.